Retrospect encourages us to reflect on our stories, our histories, and our past experiences as we uncover the wisdom that shapes our future possibilities.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I'll be sharing with you my journey through swimming and high school, the sacrifices that I made along the way, and decisions that I might have made very differently if I had chosen instant gratification. The topic of delayed gratification has been researched by scientists for a long time, and I'm going to show you an example of that with little kids and how difficult it is for them to resist the temptation of grabbing something now instead of waiting for a potential larger reward later. Let's take a look.
Okay, so here's the deal. There's a marshmallow. You can either wait, and I'll bring you back another one, so you can have two, or you can eat it now. So you can eat it now, or you can wait, and I'll bring you back two. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so I have one marshmallow for each of you.
Okay.
One.
Don't eat it?
And here's the deal. You can either eat it now, or you can wait till I get back, and you can have two. Okay?
Okay.
So eat it now, or wait till I get back, and you can have two. And I'll be back in a little.
If we wait, you'll give us two?
Yep, if you wait, you get two. Or you can eat it now, whichever you want. Okay? I'll be back in a little bit.
We're gonna wait. I wonder what we're gonna do. Are you gonna eat it? I just want to eat one thing. Or we're still not gonna get two.
The famous marshmallow experiment. As you all just saw in the video, it is sometimes really, really hard to wait for something greater. We may think this is a lesson for children, but every one of you in this room faces versions of this same choice every single day. And I'd like to share my own story of delayed gratification with you, starting with the outcome. 4 months ago, on a Tuesday night, I was sitting in my room after a long day, and at around 9 p.m., my phone rings. It's the head swim coach at Pomona College. He has my bag of marshmallows. An offer for a spot on his team. That moment was the culmination of 13 years of delaying gratification. It gave me the ability to take the stress of college applications off my shoulders. It realized my goals. That call was my million marshmallow moment. Now, the journey behind that moment started 13 years ago when I joined my first swim team. But we'd be here for quite a while if I took you through everything, so I'll just stick with my high school years. And before I dive into my story, let me give you some background on the swimming world. There are about 280,000 boys and girls who swim competitively in high school, but only about 25,000 of them go on to compete in collegiate swimming. That means that 9 in 10 swimmers will not continue their careers after high school. But I wanted to be the 1 in 10 that did. I wanted to swim in college. So my freshman year of high school came and went, and I was faced with the stark reality that at my current pace of improvement, I was not where I needed to be. The only real solution to this was to train harder and more consistently, and this is where the marshmallow comes into the situation. Here I'll stop and ask, how many of you in the audience would truly enjoy waking up at 4:45 in the morning, driving 10 minutes to the pool, walking across the deck in just a Speedo when it's 40 degrees out and windy and maybe even rainy, and swimming for an hour and a half? Well, I'm not exactly a big fan of that either, but every day before swim practice, I'm faced with a choice. Eat the marshmallow right away and stay in bed, or get up and leave the marshmallow on the table. And leaving the marshmallow on the table is much more than just showing up to the pool at 5 a.m. It means showing up with the intent to improve, showing up and pushing myself. Now, with all this in mind, I kept my head down and left the marshmallow on the table for months in my sophomore year. I was going to be ready to swim fast in May of 2024 to set myself up to be recruited. And then I got sick. I was out of the water for weeks, and if you know anything about endurance sports, you know that my hard work eroded in a few short weeks. especially in swimming, where there are only 3 to 4 opportunities a year to truly improve my times, this was crushing. I had left the marshmallow on the table for so long. I had done everything I was supposed to do, but now I wasn't sure if my other marshmallows were going to be delivered. I wasn't sure if the lady from the video was going to come back with more marshmallows. That didn't sit right with me. I did not want to waste this mindset that I had built over the last few months. So I threw myself into my training. I did not miss a single practice for almost 3 months in the summertime. I practically developed gills from all the time that I spent in the pool. And I did swim fast. I broke 2 Santa Barbara Swim Club team records, and I became a swimmer that I never could have imagined being a few years earlier. That performance is when I started to truly believe the lady was going to come back with my marshmallows. And it is a huge part of what led me to receive that phone call. Now, I can't stand here and tell you that it was easy. Leaving the marshmallow on the table means so much more than just showing up to every practice. Not only does it come with sacrificing time, hangouts with friends, staying out late, all things that sounded a lot more fun in the moment, it works its way into everything. I had to make sure I was eating the right things. I had to write essays on the pool deck. Vacations had to be scheduled far in advance in order to avoid conflicting with my training. And even while on vacation, the last possible time that I wanted to be training, I had to make choices. For example, I'm sure all of you, when planning a trip to Yellowstone, would choose the only hotel inside the park with an outdoor pool so you could continue your training on vacation. And as it turned out, that pool was so murky and full of pollen that you couldn't see the bottom even at 3 feet deep. But I did my training anyways. Or there was another time where I swam with a team in Europe that did not speak any English whatsoever. The coach just used hand signals and acted out what he wanted me to do. It was one of the hardest practices of my life because I was too scared to tell the coach that I wanted to get out. These were situations I found myself in and sacrifices I made where I really began to wonder, is this really worth it? Maybe I should just eat the marshmallow. But I didn't. While researching for this talk, I came across a Harvard study from 1997 that brings up an interesting idea. People have trouble ascribing value to things or achievements far in the future. This means that we heavily overvalue enjoyment 10 minutes from now versus far greater enjoyment 10 weeks from now. In simple terms, we are wired to steal from our future selves. Now, I know most of you aren't trying to swim in college, but every one of you has your own version of that bag of marshmallows, a goal, a job, a skill, or a future that you want for yourself. And every day you have decisions to make, small things that are competing with your ambitions. The Harvard researchers referred to this as present bias, the idea that the next 10 minutes always feels more important than the next 10 weeks. Your future can be incredible, but only if your present self stops stealing from it. So what can we do? Make it easy to leave the marshmallow on the table. Surround yourself with people who support you instead of rolling their eyes. Put your phone in a different room when you're doing homework. Create an environment that helps block out the desire to take the marshmallow. Now, when I look back on all my years of staring at the black line at the bottom of the pool, the thousands of hours I spent underwater, I don't remember every practice. I don't remember every decision that I made. But I do know that I made the right choice enough times. Instant gratification gives you snippets of comfort. Delayed gratification gives you purpose. Respect your future self and give yourself a chance at 1 million marshmallows. Thank you.